Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Engage. I know we've been missing for a while, but we're back and we're going to keep it interesting as we normally do. So as you know, I'm your host, Jeremy, and this week we have two beautiful ladies with us. Desi and Crystal won't be here, so we have two nice, beautiful ladies that are going to fill in for them as we get down to the serious topic. But this week we have Olivia Walters and Jacinthia Teixeira that are going to be my beautiful ladies on set with me today. I won't flirt with anybody, I can behave. But today we're going to be talking about self-love and body image. I think that's something a lot of us have battled with and have faced and had to deal with growing up. So for you guys, growing up, how was it dealing with the body image, self-love? How was it growing up having to deal with that struggle?
Well, first of all, hi everyone. My name is Olivia, as he would have introduced already. I am the reigning Miss Caribbean Culture Queen, and I am very excited to be here.
Well, my bad, I totally forgot to introduce her. Yes, she is the reigning queen of Miss Culture 2019. I apologize for that day. See the crowd and everything? Yeah, big up. Okay, continue.
Right. Well, we know body image is a very serious topic. It can be sensitive as well for some. For me, how I define body image, I think that body image can be defined as how a person sees their physical self and the feelings and thoughts that may develop from that perception of oneself. And for me growing up, yes, I've had some insecurities about myself, and I think that may have derived from just how, persons around you may have projected certain,
their own understanding of beauty on you.
Right, their own understanding of beauty on you, as she said. And that may have caused you to be, a little insecure and
get depressed, cry. I mean, as beautiful as you are, so it's even still surprising for some people to hear you say that you had insecurities growing up, or even maybe if you still have some now. As beautiful as you are, people like...
I can say puberty helped a lot, right? Puberty did help, so thank you, Father, for that. But growing up, yes, I guess now, when you look at what the standard for beauty is, or what people make it out to be, then, and you look back, you might have said,
yeah,
I've come a long way, because, everybody expected beautiful to be,
I think
like maybe long hair and all those kind of stuff. So
the maybe American image type of
right,
long hair, the full makeup, the high bosoms and the whole curvous thing. Okay.
Curve voluptuous.
Yes. For you, Jacinthia.
Hi, my name is Jacinthia Teixeira. He introduced me earlier. Thank you. Body image for me is a complex topic. The road that I've taken to be this confident, this hold now was very rough, and it was due to not understanding who I was and what I needed to be. And same thing with you. There were persons around me who always projected the idea of what beauty should be on me, and I trusted these people to give me love, to give me confidence, and when that failed, I had to find it within myself. So with that being said, I'm still learning what it is. There are things that I love, there are things that I like, there are things that I don't particularly too fancy about myself. But all in all, I like to think that I'm well-rounded, the yin and the yang, the good and the bad,
So for you guys, are there like days you wake up and like, I wish this wasn't like this, I want to change something like today, like I don't want to come out of the house because I feel like me look good. Like, do you guys have that issue still as old as you guys are?
Oh. Yes, and I think women will have that issue regardless, people in general, because body image and insecurity is not a female thing, it's a shared experience between the genders. So there are days when I go, my hair isn't working for me today, I brush it and it's just not coming out the way I intend for it. one day I wear pants and it fit me really nice and I got a little booty, and the next day I wear it and I'm like, what is going on with me? Did I gain weight? Did I lose weight? What's happening? I'm always questioning myself, judging myself, looking at myself, pinpointing those things that change, develop, enhance. Yeah.
Well, and I guess that too, I don't believe in perfection. I don't know what that is. I believe that to be the best you have to constantly work on yourself, and be very consistent, in wanting to better yourself. And so nobody is perfect. So yes, there will be days, there will be off days. And, you just have to get up and do what you have to do. And you can understand that, you know what, it's okay. It's okay. If today isn't perfect, if today isn't, yes, it's okay. And some days I just go about my way and, but.
I mean, okay, from the male perspective and point of view, I remember when I was in St. Martin, I just went back to Jamaica. I gained a lot of weight because in St. Martin, I was given the privilege to eat as I want and do as I want. And then going into Fort Farm now as a new kid in school, I was chubby. So everybody when I go to school, that was something I was being teased about a lot, like, oh, you're fat, you're big, and then it wasn't even so much in school. I go home, and then my brother was teasing me as well about it. And it's something where as a male, you have to blow it off, you have to throw it off like, oh, it doesn't matter, it doesn't affect you. But then you go, even though as a teenager, you're being bullied about that. You're looking in the mirror and like, I want to change this about myself. How can I do this? And I remember when I really decided, okay, I'm going to lose the weight and I'm going to go down. And it was a bad way I decided to lose weight because the whole summer, I only ate once a day for the whole summer because I decided I'm not going to back school to be teased about this and to be bullied about this and to say, oh, I'm the big kid, I'm the new kid in school and all that there. So I made up my mind, I got to lose weight, and I actually got sick. But people who don't understand that male struggle with these things as well. A female will see a man oh, he ugly, he ain't look good and thing or something, and then it's like you laugh it off and you blow it off, but then you feel so embarrassed in the moment where people talking about you because of how you look. You can't really control everything about yourself, and it's pushed to a level where people make it seem like six-pack is the only thing that is working for a dude. Like, if you ain't on the beach and you got a six-pack, you're supposed to keep a shirt on. You ain't supposed to show your belly and thing or something. And it really take a point where you have to start to love yourself for who you have to be comfortable to show yourself. And it builds up a lot of insecurities in men and make men feel like we should hide how we look and should not be comfortable, but at the same time, we can't talk about it. The female get the platform to talk about it because on a level it's like, it's okay for a woman to talk about looking how they look and how they feel, but as a man, you ain't supposed to talk about that. He's soft. He's soft.
I'm glad you said that because I was going to say that I don't think that the male side of it is addressed enough, and I really think that it is a major issue because as a man to always have to feel like you have to bottle up those emotions. I mean, there might come a day when everything explodes and then everyone is gonna wonder what happened, but they don't know it's those little things
because all of those things fester within ourselves. All of those name callings, the days when we didn't feel great, the days when we didn't feel great and then persons got down on us for it, they start to fester and then we develop this perception of ourselves and or we change our behavior to adjust to how people say, to how people think, based on what they say, based on how we feel about ourselves, so yeah.
And then I remember boys actually got in a lot of fight over that. Like chubby boys, like people tease them and pick on them and they actually got in fight over that because of, it was the only way to react to defend yourself because you can't tease somebody who slim and have six-pack and things. So it's the only way you could defend yourself now is like, I got to fight. If you say something, so I got to fight and defend myself, it's just like, me and a bait, me and a punk, so you got to defend yourself on that level. And people don't think that we have that issue to deal with, or we're facing that issue, but because there's no platform for us to talk about it, we don't get the chance to say how we feel about it. We ain't supposed to show emotion, we ain't supposed to talk about it. You're a man supposed to be, so you can't,
Right, but it's not even about talking about it because you can speak about it, but people have to change their mindset as well as how to receive the information and really see what part they play, in causing those kind of insecurities in individuals.
Because if you realize with certain magazines, certain company now, the whole image of beauty in them start to actually change, where they actually start to feature a lot of plus size persons as well, and start to promote clothes for plus size. Remember, it's just all about the skinny, zero.
But see, I think when we think body size and body image, and image as a whole, we think about fat, skinny. But there are persons who are short and don't, especially men, don't like that they are short. There's some women that don't like that they are tall.
So
There's some persons
all
that do not like that they're dark skinned, do not like that they are so light. So body image is
short, long hair.
rounded.
It's a very, very rounded.
Yes,
but,
it's complex and it's layered because once you've dealt with one thing, there's another issue, issue. And as you move through life, you realize that in every setting, there will be somebody or something that pinpoints that error about yourself.
Okay, so on that note, we're going to go to a quick commercial break, and then we're going to dive into self-love and body image in the pageantry section, which I'm glad these two lovely ladies have been a part of pageantry. So I'm going to ask some tough questions when you come on to that area of it. So we'll be right back.
Mimi, what's that song? There is no better time to discover what your National Bank Visa debit card can do. It can get you out of a pickle. Using my National Bank Visa card is fast, secure, and convenient.
Cashless SKN is our new lifestyle choice. National Bank, always here.
So welcome back, guys. As I said, we're going to dive into the whole body image and self-love in the pageantry field. So since Miss Olivia is the reigning queen and she's very close next to me, I'm going to ask her the first question. As slim as you are, I remember when you was being a part of the preparing for the Caribbean Culture Queen, you were going gym and you wanted this whole body image to be in tone and set. How is it like having to go through all of that there when you already have this slim physique shaped already and still have to push to have this hot image that they want?
Okay, well, thank you for your question. When it comes to pageantry, body image is very sensitive. For you personally, and what you think, what you would want to achieve, or what you think is enough, and what other people might think, this is how she should look versus how I am comfortable or what I feel like, I am supposed to look like. Going to the gym, and let me use that example because it's a good one. Going to the gym, I always had people ask, why are you here? Why are you in the gym? You're already slim, what you have to lose? Yes. And it's always mind-boggling, like, why do you think that slim people don't need to gym? We don't gym to lose weight. You gym to stay fit, for one, and to tone. Slim don't mean fit, and slim don't mean that everything is just in order, right? There are things that you're gonna need to work on as well. And so every time I got a question like that, I always go, yes, I do have things I need to work on. And then you have a criteria as well. Jiggling and, okay. You want to be your best self.
So for you, Jacinta, how is it like trying to fit the criteria then of what they expect?
For pageantry, it's a deep dive. It's a deep dive because, as Olivia said, what is enough? You're achieving this level of I am enough. And in pageantry, you sometimes have to strip yourself down to, I don't want to say nothing, but you have to strip yourself down to what everybody else expect of you and not what you want for yourself.
Right.
There are so many different opinions coming from every single direction, from your team, from your home, from people on the street, as Olivia said. Why is she in the gym? Because she's slim. And a lot of ignorance is a lot of ignorant questions rather are put to you, and then you're supposed to be in a position to answer it, you know, because here am I doing these things that I need to do, and people are asking so much of me every day, every hour. And body image is at the forefront of it, because what people see first is what they attract, you know.
Yeah.
And you want to be your
So
best self.
being a part of those pageants and decide, okay, I'm going to enter this pageant, and then you see the whole criteria list of what they want you to be, and then you're pushing yourself to try to match it. Have you guys ever have a moment where you actually break down and feel like you're losing yourself trying to match a list of things that they require for you to look like, or the perception that they want you guys to give off?
Unfortunately, yes. Yes.
So how you come back out of that moment when you break down and think, how you drive yourself back out of that moment? Like, okay, I'm going to be happy if I look like this, or if I don't look like this. How am I going to be happy and proud of myself despite?
I would say that comes the night of the show, when you realize that all those tears, all those fights, all that anger is now, all of that was for this day, this moment. And you go out on stage and you do your best, win or lose. And after all that, you said, you know what, I was determined, I was disciplined to be this thing and have this thing, and I did it. I think it comes at the end. Because during the process, it's rough.
I would have to agree with that. Like, going through it could be a roller coaster, to be quite honest. And so all you have to tell yourself is, you know what the end goal is, and you know, keep a tunnel vision. And on the night of the show, you just go out and do your best. So you already put the work in, and that's all it has come down to.
So have you guys ever had to like motivate anybody during this section of the pageant to like, girl, you look okay, you're good, don't worry about that, don't care about that.
Yes.
Pageantry is a little sisterhood. You have your the other contestants, and over time you spend so much time with them that it feels like a little family.
Right.
And you see the changes in their moods and their behavior, and you, as a human, you want to help them. You know, it's a competition still, but that human part of you want to help them, want to assist them, want to help them to be better so you can be better.
And then, you know, what is the danger in doing that? Because it's already the night of the show. I mean,
nothing is wrong.
I don't know, but what more can you really do? If you can give someone some kind words or some encouragement, I don't see how that takes away anything from you or what you have to go on stage and deliver. So.
Okay, I'm going to ask on the question. A lot of persons in pageantry hate this question and do not like this question. I feel comfortable about this question.
Yes.
How you guys feel about pageantry when majority of the pageantries are structured for the slim physique, body image instead of image of all size, of all criteria, of all background? I know in the US now you realize, and two other countries where black women are stepping forward and winning pageantry and are being allowed to participate in pageantry. But what about the plus size ladies? Is it okay for them to so much isolate and just have a structured pageantry for plus size, or should they be given the chance to compete generally just as the slim persons are?
I'll let Olivia lead, and I'll follow.
Nail biter?
It's a tricky one. I think that for example, if you're talking about National Carnival Queen show, like the local pageant show, I believe that a show like that should be open. There shouldn't be a for plus size or for, you know, slim person, whatever. But I believe that it should be open for everyone, and everyone should be comfortable to fit in. However, when person do look at the criteria. Like if you attend a show and you hear something like zero fat, no excessive fat, you know, no jiggling, and you know there is a stigma attached. I would say that the committee tries to make it open, but you can't help but have that insecurity. Like, I understand how they would have that insecurity looking at past shows and hearing, you know, what the conversation is like, not only from persons in the pageant world, but from the public as well. Some people have the opinion that, oh, why is she entering, you know?
And she's too big and she ain't got the
right, because they have one set standard in mind. And I think that is what the issue.
For the National Carnival Queen show, it's different to the swimsuit show, because the swimsuit show, it's heavily dependent on how your body looks in a swimsuit, how it fits, design, cut, and all of that. With the National Carnival Queen show, it is different because the only segment that really caters to the body structure is the swimsuit and maybe sometimes the evening wear. But regardless of how someone looks, it shouldn't affect the ability to answer a question. Regardless of someone's size, height, or anything else, it shouldn't affect their ability to perform a talent. What are the other segments?
What is that? Interview?
The interview.
Yes, so apart from the swimsuit aspect, and the way in which the points are, what's that word? Allotted, yes. The way in which the points are allotted, you can get higher points in some parts and maybe lower points in other parts based on how your body look. Because I entered the swimsuit show, and although I was slim and although I looked, you know, the standard of what beauty should be, there were the other girls amongst me who were more toned and more fit, and when they wore their swimsuit, it just looked better on them, you know?
Right.
Yeah. Okay, so well, we did the pageantry world of it. Now we're going to go into the gym world. So guys, don't go nowhere. We're going to go to we're going to have an instructor right here with us, going to tell us how it is behind the scene when people trying to get ready in the gym, trying to obtain that body image that they want. So we'll be right back.
There is no better time to discover what your National Bank Visa debit card can do. It can get you out of a pickle. Using my National Bank Visa card is fast, secure, and convenient.
Cashless SKN is our new lifestyle choice. National Bank, always here.
Mimi, what's that song? There is no better time to discover what your National Bank Visa debit card can do. It can get you out of a pickle. Using my National Bank Visa card is fast, secure, and convenient.
Cashless SKN is our new lifestyle choice. National Bank, always here.
Welcome back to Engaged. We are here with Alistair James. He is a
strength and conditioning specialist.
And we have a lot of questions to ask you because you said that is a level above gym trainer, and I want to know more about that.
Okay, my expertise is like more than like training somebody like an individual, like body type, right? I could actually look at the individual walking on the street and assess the person and say, well, the person is half balance and right or left and they need strengthening in this area to get them straightened up. And also like a athlete, because my studies basically more gauge professional athletes. So I could see a professional athlete and like break down his mechanics and able to build it back up to strengthen. So I could also do that for an individual.
When you say break down their mechanics, tell us what that means.
Okay, break down the mechanics in terms of, for example, the movement that they will engage in the particular sports.
Sports.
Yeah, you know, different sports got different mechanics in terms of what muscle group to use most and what will be overwork or what will be less work and that kind of stuff. So in my field, I'll be able to train a person to have less injury.
So to be all around.
Yeah, to maximize the performance in the sports.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
And like for individual now, I could also like an individual, because somebody could come to the gym, right? Hardly get questions like that when they come to the gym. Somebody could come to the gym, job related.
Yes.
I'm working in this field, want to get fit for my job because I just started. And okay, what job you do? Okay, how long you work for? How you sleep pattern?
Sleep pattern. That's interesting.
Right? And then kind of stuff. And then depending on what job you do, you say, okay, you stand on your feet a lot, you sit a lot, or you do a lot of typing, and in my field now I'm able to, okay, if you stand on your feet, these injuries are prone for somebody who stand on your feet a lot. If you sit a lot, those are the injuries that are prone for somebody who sit a lot, typing, them kind of stuff.
So like
So you-
carpal tunnel, or that's just too minor for...
Yeah, those kind of stuff.
Okay.
So now, if you come to the gym and you tell me what job you're doing, along with, you know, trying to get fit, I will also incorporate stuff in your training to help with your day-to-day life living.
Okay. So let's wait before I think. Let's dive down into the meat of why we really have you here. How is it for person coming to you're training them and helping them? How is it you deal with them when they have issues not loving themselves? Are they like, I really want to look like this, and you know, okay, it's gonna be difficult for that person to look like that. How you help them with the mental state and also getting them ready to go for the image that they want?
Well, I remember when Obama went and everybody see Michelle in this dress. If you ladies come in the gym, I want my hand to look like Michelle once.
That's funny.
Right? A lot of ladies go, I want my hands to look like Michelle one. But you got to be realistic with a lot of people, right? And when you're looking for a quick fix, most time you fail, right? So most people will come in and tell them, okay, this is a shot. You got to get accustomed to exercise. You got to get accustomed to waking up after work, coming to the gym or whatever. You got to get accustomed to that first.
Yeah.
And what I turn off a lot of people, and I try to tell them, please don't go on the scale.
Oh.
Right? That's to be a big, because you jump on the scale like every day.
Yeah, you
I have
feel
And that you're going to
moving.
see
Yeah.
the changes immediately.
I have a scale at the gym. I only have it to give some people like a mindset when they come to the gym. I would get rid of it.
Okay. So you're not looking, so your training is not towards a particular one thing. It's about all around.
Yeah. Because like somebody will come to the gym and they were like, man, I jump on the scale last night, that's still the same. Jump on the scale a couple days later and the thing ain't moving. And you have to like explain to them, okay, forget about the scale. How you sleep at night? Do you get tired easily? Short of breath? No, they don't get that. They sleep better at night. I said, well, those are improvement.
Yeah.
The scale ain't going to tell you them stuff,
Okay.
right?
That's a good way to look at it, yes.
Those are stuff that we should point out to the individual, tell them forget about the scale. Because most times, well, a lot of people come to gym because they are forced to come to the gym, right? It's because a medical reason, doctor tell them have to come to the gym.
Or shows or something.
A show coming
Pageant.
up, right? Are they being pressured by
A spouse.
yeah, it could be bullying too.
Yeah.
Say them, are you overweight? You always blow hard, you can't keep up with us when we go walking or when we go lineman, you can't keep up. So it kind of force people sometimes to come. So when they come and you start to break down the lot of stuff, apart from losing the 10 pounds that they want to lose, or 20 pounds, because they're praying to other stuff.
It got deeper than...
Yeah, it got deeper than that. You know, people walking up step at work, and before you reach to the top, you used to stop.
That's me. That's right? Definitely me.
I know you're going straight up, but still you're still complaining about the weight they're moving. But that's supposed to be a plus.
Yeah.
You're able to walk all up the 13.
Yes.
You're able to, run around the yard with the kids without stopping. That's supposed to be a plus. But most people don't look at it that way.
So if I'm having to train anybody, and it's like as much as they lose certain weight and the body start to go to a different structure, they're still not comfortable or happy with themselves. It's just they always nitpicking at themselves what they want to change and always just criticizing themselves in a very serious and a lower manner. They constantly keep putting themselves down, no matter how they change or whatever
what
they
changes
look.
are made, they can't find their peace in
themselves.
loving themselves.
Well, a few. But sometimes you have to use, psychology on them and try to explain stuff. And, people, they come in gym and they work out, and I can't get to lose. I was, say, 200 pounds. And I reached down to 190. I just can't pass the 190, And it sometimes frustrates them. Right? And like, okay.
Do you think that stress contributes to them not being able to lose the weight? You're focusing on it so much that
they're not happy.
Like, I just try to explain to them, like, okay, because a lot of things they just overlook. In terms of exercise, is a lot of things you got to put together to actually achieve your goal and not just coming to the gym.
Yes.
Like, the gym that I own, somebody will say, I come in gym for 3 months and I only lose 5 pounds. And then, yes, you pay a membership for 3 months, but then you tally up how much time you come to the gym. You only come out to like a month. Because you could go in and check to see what days they actually come to the gym.
Yes.
And the timing.
And the thing. So when you tally up that, it's only come out to maybe like a month, let's say. And in St. Kitts, and I've been to like almost all the Caribbean islands, most people come gym Monday to Thursday.
Yes.
Take Friday, Saturday, Sunday off.
eat on the weekend.
Right? Take 3 days off. And if you actually want to lose weight, you cannot take 3 consecutive days off. Right? So that's the stuff you got to talk to them, sit down and talk to them and tell them, okay, we need to go about doing things different. Don't follow other people. They already achieved the goal. You need to achieve your goal.
So what would you say for a person who they have self-love issues, so that's why they go into the gym, which we do, and we do different things because we want a different change. But what would you say for them who learn to love yourself in spite of, so even when you get the goal that you want, you still love what you have?
Yeah,
how do you motivate somebody who I only go into the gym because I really want to change this and I feel bad about this, but instead of embracing it and then still trying to make the change that you want?
Well, that's a tough thing because, like I said, it's only a few people will come gym on their own to say, well, I want to a lifestyle change. Most of them are actually forced to come to the gym.
Can't even coming up. So.
Yeah, so to answer that, to say, well, okay, they just come in to say, well, image problem. You will get that for somebody who's going in for a queen show, a wedding. I get a lot of that for a wedding. Somebody will come and say, I'm a size 12, I buy a size 8 just, I don't want to fit it.
Okay, that's interesting.
Right? And those, they do like some crazy stuff. Those people, sometimes you have to tell them, take a break. Don't come gym today, don't do this.
The extreme dieting,
they want to come, if you live up to them, they will come gym like 7 days a week, twice a day. And then after that, you don't see them.
And how does that affect the body
after?
Because I would imagine if you go hard for 6 months and then you just stop, your body is now what happens to the body after you just stop completely?
Because
And how does that affect image?
It mess up your metabolism, really and truly, when you have to, because you're going and you're burning up all these calories and your body craving with this stuff, right? Because you're burning up all these calories, going hard, and then you stop. Your body going to still be craving, but you're not burning, you're not being as active or whatever, and you tend to consume the same stuff, and you tend to put back on the weight and then put back on more that you actually had. Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna leave it right there for today. I think we really need to have a part 2 for these conversations because we're just touching the surface.
Yes, I was ready for Al to tell me, you know, what do I need, you know, but that's for
we're gonna save that. We're gonna do a part 2. So guys, don't go nowhere. We'll be right back. Keep it entertaining.
Mimi, what's that song? There is no better time to discover what your National Bank Visa debit card can do. It can get you out of a pickle. Using my National Bank Visa card is fast, secure, and convenient.
Cashless SKN is our new lifestyle choice. National Bank, always here.
Welcome back, guys. As you can see, I am on a journey. I've gone outside, leaving those 2 lovely ladies behind, but I went outside to be with another beautiful lady that is going to captivate you today using her words. So she's going to do a spoken poetry word for us today that is going to be mesmerizing. So make sure you listen keenly and have fun with it. And take it away right now, Brianna.
Thank you. This is me. I wasn't raised to look a certain way. I was raised knowing no matter how I looked, once I was comfortable, then that was the right way. As a woman, I have learned that our strength comes from within. So I refuse to batter my physical exterior when I know for a fact whether I'm thin, slim, thick or fat, my body is a temple that can be and do anything. You see, our world is still trying to define beauty in magazines and on social sites, completely forgetting the fact that with this free will God gave us, it is only up to us to define ourselves. I see some women pray for thighs, and other women use their time on pills, heavy surgery bills, and meal plans filled with ear just to get down to size. No, I'm not bashing. If that's what you want to do, then it's okay. But I hope you remember it's truly about how you feel about you at the end of the day. You see, some women walk around and we are mesmerized. We fail to understand that inside they are dying, but outside they are looking fearless. The view you see in the mirror is one for you to accept as your own, because we need to understand that that is our throne that holds us up and keeps us going, no matter the shape, size, or construct of our bones. So, to all my women, slay in your size, inspire in your weight, because when you really look around, a queen isn't defined by a body type.
Thank you so much for that, Brianna. I hope everybody is really blessed and really think about all those things that you have said by that day. Quick question before we go. What made you love spoken word so much?
I feel like it's the best way for me to express myself, and after living in a world where everyone thinks that we should keep our feelings inside and not talk about issues, whether they're inside personally or outside, I feel like spoken word is the only way that people could hear you and people could understand and relate.
Okay then. So remember, guys, if you have a talent or you're good at something, you could always message us and let us know that you want to be a part of this show, because it's all about the youth and for the youth. So remember, stay engaged. We'll be right back.
Mimi, what's that song? There is no better time to discover what your National Bank Visa debit card can do. It can get you out of a pickle. Using my National Bank Visa card is fast, secure, and convenient.
Cashless SKN is our new lifestyle choice. National Bank, always here.
Okay guys, welcome back. And as you can see, I am still on a journey. We have made one more stop and the final stop. So I'm here today with lovely Naima Hazel, which will be answering some questions when it comes on to mindset and body image and self-love. So let she introduce herself a bit and then we dive into the questions.
Okay, well, I think most people know me. My name is Naima Hazel, and I'm a psychologist. I worked for a long time in the schools as a guidance counselor, over 11 years. Wow, that's a lot. I've worked in juvenile justice, and I still continue to counsel mostly young people. I prefer to work with adolescents and young people under the age of 35. Yes.
Okay then, great. So that's a whole portfolio packed of stuff. So I guess we're on the right topic then when it comes on to youth. So the first question is, how important is it when it comes to the mindset of youth loving themselves?
Well, actually, it's essential. A lot of the problems that are the challenges that youth face, a lot of people think they look at the outcomes or the symptoms. You know, they'll see like teen pregnancy, or they'll see drug use, or the negative things, the gang membership, or they see the girls engaging early in sex, or boys, you know, and they look and they say, oh, look, all these things the children are doing. Oh, what's wrong with the children? But most of it actually comes from self-love, and not even just loving yourself, because, you know, your first example when you're young is how people love you, so how you receive love. So a lot of us have never learned to share love because we've never been taught how to receive love. And a lot of parents haven't really been taught how to give love, so their children don't really know how to receive love. And then a lot of young people are taught the wrong concepts, and older people too, of love. So they think certain things are love that are not really love. So imagine that you think love is a man who gives you blows, like money. That's actually a great example. Love is a man who gives you money. So then you tie up all of your self-worth in whether or not these men give you money. What people don't realize about even transactional relationships like that is a lot of those are abusive relationships. They come from men who started giving young girls money from their young, grooming them to make them sexual partners and to make them when they're young. So they think it's just normal that if somebody loves you, they give you things and you give them something back. Now, if you don't love yourself, you would believe that's a real thing, because you would think every time anybody gave you anything, you're supposed to give of your body. But if you really loved yourself, you would know how precious your body was and how valuable that is. And really, people are almost tricking you out of it with this concept of love that we've created. So I think that it's a very, very important part of your self-concept, loving yourself. But we also have to go back to what that actually means in our society, because I don't think we really even understand what it means just to love people.
Okay, I think that was a big. I mean, I have a lot of questions in it itself. Like, so okay, with the part of transaction and loving yourself and your body image, then you realize persons get involved in person, and then they allow person to them, oh, I want you to change this, I want you to change that about your image. So how do you would tell someone, like, don't let anyone change you? But be yourself. It doesn't matter what relationship you're in, but be yourself. Don't anyone tell you to confine to how you're supposed to look or shape or whatever, but love yourself for who you are.
Okay, so what do you think would be like the shape that people in St. Kitts love? What would you think that is?
I think person is more of a kind of slim Coca-Cola bottle shape kind. I think that's what more person gravitates towards, and think that is the right and correct, and that's the only beautiful body image that a person have for them, for their mindset.
Mm-hmm. So think about a lot of girls who have that slim and Coca-Cola bottle. So first off, the two things don't naturally go together. Most people are not naturally slim with a Coca-Cola shape. A lot of them wear like a waist trainer, or they're not eating well, and then sometimes they're starving, or they're not doing the things that are right for their body, right? So you could say, oh yeah, somebody's looking at you and saying, oh, she looks good. right? So this is what will make you look good. But inside, you don't really feel good. You're not good. You're not healthy. You're not eating well. You don't have energy. So then you've now set up your image of how you see and love yourself based on somebody else's image, right? Now, St. Kitts is a tricky place for that. Because if you start to set up how you see yourself based on how other people perceive you. So if somebody says, you should look like this. Now, I'm slim. If I get slimmer, everybody thinks I'm sick. You know, they're always like, is Naeem okay? I think she's sick, you know? If I gain weight, everybody's happy. None of my clothes fit me, but everybody's happy. But I'm tall. I'm 5'10" and a half. You're tall. Yeah. So it's hard for me to be a big person. I exercise 3-4 days a week. I don't eat any meat. So there are things that I put in my body that make me this way. So people still criticize me, even though I'm a person with a strong self-concept, and say, okay, you're too skinny. Oh, yeah, you look good, but... That's the nature of St. Kitts. If you are trying to always satisfy people in St. Kitts and Nevis, you will never be satisfied with yourself. In fact, it will give you a very negative self-concept because nothing you could do to your body would ever satisfy people. So if you're too thin, you're too thin. If you lose some weight, then you're too thin. If you gain some weight, then you're too fat. If you're too tall, you're too short, you're too thick, you would never satisfy anybody. But you have to find what you're comfortable with, what weight you're comfortable with. If you have a little extra weight and there's some big girls that are super confident, super beautiful, and really confident in themselves. And you don't see them struggling. They're not struggling to find a partner because the people are actually attracted to your self-confidence, which comes from the love. So the other thing that looks like love, like I said to you at the beginning, people telling you what they think you should look like, their perceptions of you, is not actually love. It's really just what people's perceptions, how they're looking at you and how they perceive you. But if you know who you are, then nobody should be able to tell you, you should look too skinny, you're not beautiful, you're too this. But also that comes from our bringing up, what people said to you coming up. You know, so if you were dark, then you were too dark. If you were light, then you were too light. You're too, everything is always something. So people are always doubting themselves. So that contributes a lot to how they see themselves in the question that you asked me. I hope I answered that question.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yeah. I could relate because I remember growing up sometime when you go into school, person like some crowds you hang out with, like you're the darkest one in the crowd, and person talk about that, like, why are you so dark? Especially when you have a brother, maybe your brother lighter than you are. So you kind of get bullied and teased like you're the other one in the family with whatever, how you look different from everybody else. Because you have some families where everybody's maybe slim, and then the next one is kind of more chubby, have a more voluptuous body. Yes. So how do you, with all of that, how do you train yourself or teach yourself, or how do you tell yourself, I should love me for who I am and accept me for who I am? What are steps you can take to start to love yourself?
Well, I think it starts with spending time with yourself. Most people don't even actually like to spend time with themselves. They don't even know the things they like. From simple things like how they like the eggs, you know, what they like to drink, how long they want to sleep, how they like to, people don't really think about the things they actually like about themselves. So I would suggest that people sit down and maybe, even though it sounds like, write a list about the 10 things you really like about yourself, like the things you love about yourself, not the things that other people love about you, but how you love yourself. And then write a list about things that other people say about you. So you write the things you say about yourself, how you feel about yourself, and then what other people say about you, and see if those two things are congruent, right? The list of what other people say about you could never be more important than the list of how you see yourself, right? Yeah. And also you have to have the confidence to challenge people when they want to say things to you like you're too this or you're too that. So like I have a thing that I knock them out before they come. So I was at a party this weekend and a woman wanted to say something to me about the being able to see through, I think, my dress. I was wearing like a pretty white dress and it got wet, you know, so I was sweating, and she thought she could see the shadow of my nipple in my dress. Yeah. So now, if I had taken that on the whole day, I would have gone through the rest of the party worrying about the fact that this woman could see the nipple on my dress. So instead I said to her, yes, I know I have such beautiful nipples. Like, look at my areola. It's like so full and lovely. And I had like 2 children. I'm not even wearing a bra. Look how stand up they are. And she just didn't even know what to say. Like, she caught herself like, okay, Naima, and she was done. So sometimes when people come at you, you have to almost, I know it sounds like a crazy story, but you have to almost come back at them to let them know, no, you're not going to break me today. Like, I actually feel good about myself. When they say, oh, I guess you're fat, you say, actually, no, I really feel good about myself. Like, I've really been taking care of myself. This is the weight I'm working on, you know, or I'm hoping to lose a little bit of weight, but this is progress for me. So once you take that from people, they'll stop coming at you with it.
Find the beauty within you.
Yes, because if every time people come to you to criticize you, you take it like that, they'll stop coming because then there's no joy in that.
Yeah.
Right? So they'll take that away from you, and then you can more focus on how you see yourself and not how others see you.
Okay. So I'm glad you said this thing about spend time with yourself because personally I found it weird that I used to go to the movies alone with myself. I used to say I used to care myself on a date, and people like, that's just so weird. I mean, you care yourself on a date. I'm like, I've been around a lot of people. I spend a lot of time with people. So at some point in time, you actually have to go out with yourself. You actually have to be alone. Think about what you want to do for yourself. Turn off your phone, turn off everything, and just spend some quality time with yourself to see where your mindset is at. But the last question before we run out of here,
Well,
we definitely maybe come back. We definitely will be back. But with St. Kitts, and you realize they're starting to have a very wide audience when it comes on to person with the negative side of body image and focusing on how you're supposed to look, especially when it comes on to even the different shows, the different competition. Even if you're a performer, your talent, they started to base their look off of your talent. So if you look of how they want you to look, that's when they will listen to you. If you don't have that look, even if you're talented, it's like, no, we don't really like how they look. So with somebody dealing with that issue, what would you say to Kittitians? Like, let people actually be comfortable in their skin, stop bullying people. What would you say to a person out there to help them?
What you just said, let people actually be be themselves and stop bullying them, because especially in things like shows, like I worked backstage at a pageant once as a chaperone, and I had a whole new respect for pageantry, chaperones, and people who go into pageants. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work to go on stage. And I myself go on stage. It takes a lot of confidence to go on stage. And sometimes people see you on the stage and they just want to break that confidence, you know. But they don't have the confidence to do the thing that you're doing. But they see you doing it and they don't want you to know that they don't have that confidence.
But they break you.
That's why they break you. It's actually in anything, really. People would see you trying something new and discourage you. So you're hosting. I'm sure there's people who are like, boy, you can't do that. Who tell you don't even look good on the TV? You know, oh, you didn't sound right. That's what they do. Even though you're doing a great job. You are doing a great job.
Thank you so
You're
much.
very personable. This is our first time interviewing, and I feel really comfortable.
Yeah.
You know, that's a big thing in interviewing.
Yes.
You know, so you're doing a great job, but people will discourage you. Not because you're not doing a good job, but sometimes when people see people succeeding ahead of them, and they come from the same place as them, they want to know why you're able to achieve that and why they're not able to achieve that. And a lot of that is coming from how you love yourself and how you see yourself and your own self-confidence. So kudos to you for going to the movies on your own. It's important for people to spend time on their own, you know? Like, I spent 2 years studying in Barbados, and it was the first time I'd been on my own. I have 2 children. I hadn't been on my own since I was like 18 years old, you know?
Yeah.
And I remember thinking, at first I was like, well, what do I do with myself? Like, I thought I really knew myself, but I didn't really know myself. So that's a good place to start. If you're a spiritual person, even in your scriptures or reading or praying or meditating, if that's your thing, or even sitting alone on the beach, reading a book, but don't be afraid to be by yourself and put your phone down. The phone is a problem. If you start to imagine that everything that you see on Instagram and Facebook are real, you're in a big place, a problem, because everything is not. It is photoshopped and cut and edited and filtered. And then you start to compare yourself to a very unrealistic idea of beauty. And that's the funny thing about St. Kitts, because the people who criticize you do not yet have those things. So it will be the biggest girl. She could be very, very fat, a big girl, and she'd be like, girl, you're fat, eh? So if we really thought about it, the standard is not really practical. So we just have to look into ourselves and just remember that what we feel about ourselves, that the work is within yourself and upon yourself. And you don't have control over other people's awareness and how other people perceive you, but you do have control over how you treat yourself and how much you love yourself and how much you put yourself first.
Okay then, guys, thank you so much. I guess I've learned a lot myself, and I guess everybody have learned a lot. And I think the main key thing to take away from all of that was love yourself for who you are. It doesn't matter your flaws, love your flaws. They make you beautiful in all your ways. So don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. And remember, stay engaged.
Mimi, what's that song? There is no better time to discover what your National Bank Visa debit card can do. It can get you out of a pickle. Using my National Bank Visa card is fast, secure, and convenient.
Cashless SKN is our new lifestyle choice. National Bank, always here.